Hey friend, welcome back to RGD Game. Least toxic, most fun community in all gaming. I often talk about playing champs that are buffed or in the meta. Well, in this turn of events, I'll actually be playing a nerfed champion and two champions that were just buffed. I'll talk about the Kaisa Misfortune matchup, briefly discuss itemization, and if you watch, you'll actually see some pretty extreme itemization happen early in the match. And while I'm not someone who will die on the hill of team comps, it's definitely a factor when playing. What you'll end up seeing is the enemy team picks 4 AD champions, or actually I think it's 5. And so I'm telling my team already that we need steel caps and at least one armor item, because when you have that situation where you can get, essentially what we're doing is getting steel caps and we're reducing all the damage the enemy can do by 15%. I know it's a little more nuanced than that, but that's sort of the gist of what's happening here. So I'm trying to tell my team you should make sure you do that. And playing Kaisa into Misfortune, what you really need to do, and if you saw, I said, play safe, Braum, or I messaged Braum to play safe here shortly, but you want to play safe early, because if you don't get behind with Misfortune, you can stay pretty close in gold. After you get your first maybe item and a half, you're a lot stronger than her, and you can play around her abilities. Her first ability is aim, so you can make her miss, and you can stand in positions that you're not getting double tapped. Her third ability is aim, so you can use your third ability to run away from it. And her ultimate can be countered by your third ability, which you can run out of, left or right, or you can use your ultimate, run behind her, and get in a 1v1, which is not what Misfortune wants. And so here you say, I'm saying, you see me message, play safe, Braum. I do not want Pyke to get a pull on us, and I also don't really want him standing in the wave taking double taps for Misfortune. Now, Pyke is almost certainly in the bush where Misfortune is standing, so we want to be aware of that. You can see me sort of being hesitant to go over there. And right now, I'm just trying to farm up and not get hit by the double taps. I don't want to get pulled, because what happens is, so you can either, Misfortune Pyke is a great laning phase for them, because you can either stand in the lane to dodge Pyke, or you can stand on the side to dodge Misfortune. You're sort of in a weird spot, so you need to play really far back or really off to the side to make sure that you don't get hit by either of the abilities. Braum doesn't quite understand that, and that's okay. I don't think a lot of people play against this, and you see Pantheons coming here for an early roam to help us out, but it's going to be really hard to get any type of roam, because I'm not going to shove this in. If we get this wave and it sits on the other side of the map, they can just freeze it there, and I will lose all the farm, or I have to basically run and get chunked down in health by Pyke and Misfortune in order to farm. So what I really want to do is get the wave on my side, so I can just farm comfortably, be under tower most of the time, and be safe. Because here now Pyke has to throw his hook, the full way. He's throwing it under our tower, and now I can even get a little bit of damage on him just to slow things down. But it does cost me two minions there. That's okay to miss a few of the minions. It's not the end of the world. But another problem with being shoved under tower in this situation is you need to play off to this side where I am, especially where you can see Pyke. But what Pyke should really be doing is wrapping around to the right of me, being in that bush, and pulling me so I can't dodge Misfortune's double taps. Because while Braum is taking a lot of damage here, he can take it. I mean, he's not that far down, and he has taken a bunch of double taps and some auto attacks as well. So here you see I'm just trying to stay off to the side. If Pyke comes out, I'm going to dodge his hook. You see, that's no problem. And I just don't, again, we're just trying to make it through this first, really until about Dragon or so, and then we're hoping we get a rotation from our mid lane and or our jungle. Ideally both of them. Because as soon as we get ahead, we're much stronger than these two, and our entire, the laning phase and the entire match becomes much easier for us. But if they can't do anything early, then we're good to go. Looks like we're up 2-0, so that's always a good thing. And now I'm just going to try to stop the recall. I miss, but that's okay. Braum wants to reset. I want to take this wave. I know, or at least I'm very confident, they are going to shove the wave back to my side. And so I want to make them ideally miss a little bit of farm, but Misfortune was back already, so it's not a big deal. Now we're in a bit of a weird spot. Because I shoved it, I probably should have just left it, but I didn't, so now I have to use my second ability just to hit these minions. But I think what ends up happening often is Misfortune will shoot double taps and farm the wave a little quicker than she wants to. So eventually it's going to push it back over to our side. And you see me use my third ability, dodge Pike, Braum comes in. I'd actually rather him wait before he starts farming the minions or hitting the minions, but that's alright. And you see, again, using my second ability, just trying to farm up and just trying to get this wave out of position. And dodge again. When you have some sort of an ability, oh, the ults. No, see, that was in a weird spot. And ultimately, that was my fault, because if I would have left that wave in the middle and not done that, we would have been able to easily get that game. Fortunately, we get a good rotation from mid, and we're able to get a couple of kills. And let's see if we can get this Yasuo. Oh, he ultimates me. Interesting. I guess he did that for the shield. And we're able to get a double kill. And so now things are looking pretty good. That was a tough situation for those two to be in. What I was saying, though, is that if I would have left that wave in mid, Pantheon's gank probably would have worked just as well, and we wouldn't have needed to dive under tower. Fortunately, our mid made a great decision in roam. And now you see here, had I not just rotated right to Dragon, Pantheon would be in a really, really weird spot. He would have to deal with a Pike and a Misfortune's ultimate. Pike would have pulled him under, stunned him, and he probably would have been dead, and we could have lost that Dragon. So even though I was low on health and really wanted to reset, sometimes you got to realize that you need to just go to Dragon if your jungler is going there. You know, I know everybody wanted to reset there because they were getting low, but if we just, all of us go to that Dragon, take it, we actually get out of there and I don't die either. I probably made a bit of a mistake there staying too long, but, you know, not a big deal. So we ended up getting Dragon and a couple of kills, and now Pike and Misfortune are putting some good damage on our turret. Let's see. And we've got some action going on in mid too. I think, oh, Braum gets... So Braum's fighting here, uses his ultimate. Let's see if we can get Pike. I have to use my ultimate, and then gonna get some damage onto Misfortune. But you can see how much I just get that one item, and then all of a sudden in a 1v1 against Misfortune, my first ability takes about a third of her health. So she's gonna have a really tough time playing against us. If she steps up here, I am going to fight her, and we're gonna kill her under tower. So that was a pretty good decision by her not to get too close, but if she would have stepped up a little further, she would have been in a better spot in order to use her ultimate. Like, if she just stands slightly behind her own tower, that's what I would have done, and cleared the wave. I probably would have also made the decision to clear the wave before it even got on her tower. Like, if I was going to use ultimate, or thought that they were going to dive me, or there was a chance, I would have just stood in front of my tower, used my third ability, and then my ultimate, cleared the wave, and then got the reset in. So you can do that when you're Misfortune. And now I'm kind of looking to kill this tier 1 tower. I want that. It opens up the map a little bit. It sort of ends the laning phase, which is what I want. I really don't want to be in the laning phase with these two anymore. I just want that part over with. But here I get hooked. And I don't know that we want to fight. I think Braum doesn't have his... Oh, he does have his ultimate up. Still a weird spot to fight near their tower. And I really... Well, I think we can probably win that. It's not worth the fight. What we should do is just wait for a better opportunity. Now if we can shove this in quickly and Pike is gone, we can probably just take this tower here. So get a little bit of damage on Misfortune with her second ability. She does a pretty good double tap there, but she's going to lose the tower. And now we're in a position where we could reset, but I see that there's some action in mid, and I'm hoping to get in there and help out. And let's see if we can. Braum has ultimate. But maybe we can just get some damage on the tower here. No, it doesn't look like we're going to get it. Oh, but he does use the ultimate and gets the kill. And now we should probably just back off. Their Jax was able to reset. They get Ribbon. Let's see if we can get Pike. Thought I could get Pike with the flash, but it turns out to be a mistake. Pantheon ultimate's in. And now this is not a great fight for us. We're a little bit low, and I really want to back off. But yeah, we're able to get out of there. I mean, our Braum goes down, but that's okay. And so now I'm going to reset. I'm pinging that I'm on my way to Dragon because I want to get that second Dragon and really solidify our position and strength on the map. So there is some stuff going on in mid. While I'd rather just be heading over to Dragon, if your team is in mid and they're looking to fight a little bit, you should be there too, and so that's where I am. They're fighting under tower, which is weird. But we're able to get one kill, and I can ultimate. I don't end up getting that kill, but I would have. And now we get Pike. And you can see I was talking about, so right now actually you can see my second item there, where I'm itemizing really hard, getting Guardian Angel. So the reason I'm doing that, I got the steel caps for the armor and the reduction in attack damage that the enemy can do to me. And then I'm going to get Guardian also for the armor, and so I can come back. Right now I'm 5-1 and 5, so I probably have a pretty good bounty on me, or if I don't, I'll have one soon. And another thing I want to mention there, you saw I went and killed the mid tower while 3 of my teammates went and took Dragon. The enemy surrendered, reasonably so. But what I was doing there is, if I can take 1 or 2 towers while my team is taking the Dragon, that is the best use of our resources. Everybody doesn't take 5 people to take a Dragon when the enemy team's wiped, so keep that in mind. Now, you don't want to get greedy and run it down, but if you can get a tower or 2 while your team is safely taking Dragon, that's the best thing that you can do. This was a good matchup for us. We were fortunate to be able to win the laning phase, even though the early part of it was a little bit dicey because we were getting hit by the abilities, but we were able to win. So don't be afraid to play nerf champions and to buff champions if the matchup is good, which Kaisa into Misfortune is a very strong matchup. Hopefully I see you on the Rift. GG.